I've had a strong interest in music since 2017, and I thought it would be fun to share my own personal favorite musical artists. Before I get into the list, I just want to clarify that just because I love the music created by these people does not mean I support their actions. A handful of the people on this list have been either accused of or have been proven to have done bad things. Just because I enjoy their music does not mean I support them as people. If you have a list of your favorite top 20 musicians, please leave it in the comments below. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Top 20 favorite musical artists.
Number 20, Talking Heads. Talking Heads were a band from New York City that formed in 1975 after 3 of the 4 members met at the Rhode Island School of Design. Their lyrics discuss topics such as anxiety and the mundanity of everyday life. Their sound changed when their producer, Brian Eno, introduced the band to the music of Afrobeat pioneer Fela Kuti. The band became popular in 1983 when their song, Burning Down the House, became a top 10 hit in the US. Talking Heads disbanded in December 1991 when lead singer David Byrne decided to leave. Talking Heads have influenced many musicians including The Weeknd, Primus, Radiohead, and many more. Number 19, Anita Velveeta. Anita Velveeta is a multi-genre musician from the Twin Cities who's gained popularity in recent years. Her songs are about personal experiences ranging from a dissociative episode in the back of a Starbucks to seeing the devil in Portland, Oregon. Anita continues to release and perform music, with her latest release, Liquid Gold, being released in November 2025. Number 18, Hunting Lodge. Hunting Lodge were an experimental and industrial band that formed in Port Huron, Michigan in 1982. Their discography has a wide range of sound, with each album sounding quite different. Their debut album, Will, is atmospheric and non-musical, while their final album, Carnivora, has more traditional song structures. They disbanded in 1989 when the members had lost interest in the band. They are scheduled for a reunion show at Vodfest 2026. Despite being a very obscure group, some see Hunting Lodge as one of the greatest industrial bands to come out of America. Number 17, Alexander Pearls. Alexander Pearls is a former musician from Boston, Massachusetts, now based in Los Angeles, California. His music career began in 1998 when he formed an electronic music duo with Simon Brake called Icebreaker International. Between 2000 and 2008, he composed music for European dance artists including David Guetta, Paul Van Dyk, and Ian Carey. In 2007, YouTube introduced a system called Audio Swap that would force users to change the copyright music in their videos to music with a Creative Commons license. The music library was sorted alphabetically, which led to Alexander Pearl's project, 009 Sound System, to be put at the top of the library. This would lead to his songs being used in countless YouTube videos throughout the late 2000s to early 2010s. In 2012, Alexander Pearl stopped making music to pursue other ventures. He's now the CEO of the software company Esvid. Alexander Pearl's music has had a significant impact on electronic music and internet culture. Number 16, White House. White House were a band from England who made some of the most extreme music to ever exist. Beginning as a solo project by William Bennett in 1980, Whitehouse combined very low and high frequency made from synthesizers with screamed vocals. Their lyrics were incredibly dark, discussing eating disorders, rape, and serial killers. They weren't promoting these subjects, but were rather confronting the listener. In 1982, Whitehouse coined the term power electronics in the liner notes of their album Psychopathia Sexualis. Power electronics is now considered a subgenre within noise music. Whitehouse shows were chaotic. Venues would cut their sound off after only a few minutes. The audiences would be violent towards the band, and one of their shows even ended in a police raid. William Bennett ended Whitehouse in 2008 when he wanted to focus on his solo project, Cut Hands. In April 2026, Whitehouse announced a reunion show at the Never Surrender Hospital Fest 2 concert series in Osaka, Japan in 2027. I'll admit I'm not a huge fan of Whitehouse's studio material. I think their best work lies in their live recordings, with my personal favorite being Live Action 34. Whitehouse are a very important band in the history of noise music, and despite being inactive since 2008, their music continues to offend and disturb people to this day.
You're another shut-in freak living on the bottom boy's own leather body. Another cup of instant coffee, another plastic spoon, another table.
Number 15, Rise Against. Rise Against is a punk band from Chicago, Illinois. Forming in 1999, they play a style of fast, aggressive punk music with an emphasis on melodic hooks. Their lyrics discuss topics such as animal rights, economic injustice, environmental disasters, forced displacement, homophobia, and modern warfare. Rise Against continue to play shows and release music, with their 10th album Ricochet being released in August 2025. Number 14, Kesha. Kesha is a singer-songwriter that broke into the mainstream with her 2009 hit song, TikTok. She is known for electronic dance pop, but has also explored other genres such as country, folk, and gospel. In October 2014, she sued producer Dr. Luke. Kesha claims that he emotionally and sexually abused her. This led to a lengthy court battle between the two, which was settled in June 2023. During that time, she was locked into a record contract with Dr. Luke's label, Combustible Records, which severely limited the kind of music she wanted to make. The contract ended in December 2023, making Kesha a free musician. She released her 6th studio album, Period, in July 2025 on her own label, Kesha Records. Kesha will be remembered for her transformation from a party girl to an independent artist that embraces self-expression. Number 13, Bad Religion. Bad Religion is a punk band from Los Angeles, California. They are well known for their 3-part vocal harmonies. Their lyrics focus heavily on conformity, organized religion, and science. Bad Religion's guitarist Brett Gerwitz started the Epitaph record label to release Bad Religion's debut EP. Epitaph is now a very successful label in the punk rock genre. Bad Religion may not have the level of commercial success as other punk bands, but they have a strong influence on modern punk bands.
Obituary. Oh yeah, cockroach naps.
Number 12, Dead Kennedys. Dead Kennedys is a hardcore punk band that formed in San Francisco, California in 1978. They criticize right-wing politics with social satire in songs like Holiday in Cambodia, as well as direct criticism in songs like Nazi Punk's Fuck Off. They decided to break up in January 1986 due to becoming disillusioned with the underground scene. The audiences at shows were becoming increasingly hostile. It seemed that more people were showing up to be violent rather than enjoy the music. In 1998, 3 band members sued the vocalist Jello Biafra for underpaying the band members' royalties. In May 2000, a jury found Jello Biafra and his label Alternative Tentacles guilty of malice, oppression, and fraud. The 3 members gained the rights to a majority of their music. Dead Kennedys haven't released new music since 1986, but still play live to this day, with Steve Wilson replacing drummer D.H. Peligro, who died in 2022, and vocalist Ron Greer replacing Jello Biafra. Dead Kennedys are known for being one of the pioneers of hardcore punk. Number 11. Slipknot. Slipknot is a metal band from Des Moines, Iowa. The band is famous for their high-energy live performances and masks. Their early material had more of a nu metal sound, with rapping and turntable scratches, while their later material is more melodic. Their lyrics focus on anger, alienation, depression, isolation, and nihilism. The band has released 7 albums and continue to release and perform music to this day. Slipknot have influenced a countless number of musicians and will be remembered for their unique sound, stage antics, and imagery. Number 10. NoFX. NoFX were a punk band that formed in Los Angeles, California in 1983. Their lyrics discuss humorous stories, personal struggles, and politics. The band became popular in 1994 when they released their 5th studio album, Punk and Drummer. NoFX disbanded in 2024, playing their final show in San Pedro, California on October 6, 2024. NoFX are one of the most commercially successful punk bands to never be signed to a major label. Number 9. Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is a rock band that formed in London, England in 1965. Their songs are about alienation, mental illness, the passage of time, and war. The band originally played rhythm and blues music, but became a more psychedelic band in the late 60s. In the 70s, they moved away from psychedelic music to a more progressive rock sound after guitarist Syd Barrett left the band due to issues with his mental health. The band reached international success after releasing their 8th studio album, The Dark Side of the Moon, in 1973. Pink Floyd stopped performing and releasing music consistently in 1994 after years of low creative energy and immense pressure from touring. The band released their most recent studio album, The Endless River, in 2014, which was made up of material recorded during the Division Bell sessions. In 2022, the band released the song Hey Hey, Rise Up to protest the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The band continues to release unreleased material and remastered versions of their albums. Pink Floyd are one of the best-selling musical artists of all time. Number 8. Alkaline Trio. Alkaline Trio is a punk band from Chicago, Illinois that formed in 1996. The band combines upbeat songs with macabre lyrics about alcoholism, depression, and love. Alkaline Trio continues to perform and release music, with their most recent single, Surprise Surprise, being released in October 2025.
666 senses that sense DNA on barbed wire fences. Maybe someday I'll find me a suspect that has no alibi.
Number 7. They Might Be Giants. They Might Be Giants is an alternative rock band that formed in New York City in 1982. They are known for experimenting with many different instruments and musical styles. They have also made educational albums for children. They Might Be Giants continue to play shows and release music, with their 24th studio album, The World's to Dig, being released on April 14th, 2026.
Just pondering this time I'm in my mind. I lost my lucky ball and chain. Now she's 4 years gone.
Number 6. Death Grips. Death Grips is an experimental hip-hop band that formed in Sacramento, California in 2010. Their lyrics discuss drug use and mental illness in a cryptic nature. The band is known for their unique sound, combining noisy electronic production with screamed and yelled vocals. Death Grips are a cryptic and private band. They have done very few interviews and haven't said much regarding their influences or what their songs are about. In November 2025, 2 of the 3 members announced that they were in the process of recording a new album. This announcement has led to speculation that member Andy Bourne is no longer in Death Grips. If this turns out to be true, it would make Death Grips a duo consisting of vocalist Stefan Burnett and drummer Zach Hill. Number 5. Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson is a rock band that formed in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in 1989. The band is famous for their theatrical music and live performances, as well as their controversial lead singer and lyrics. The band became popular after their cover of the Eurythmics song Sweet Dreams became a hit. Throughout the late 90s, their concerts were protested by conservatives who thought the band's music was negatively affecting listeners. Marilyn Manson will be remembered for being one of the most controversial bands to ever exist. They still play live and release music, with their 12th album, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 1, being released in November 2024.
The boy that you loved is the man that you fear.
Number 4. Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch Nails is an industrial rock band that formed in Cleveland, Ohio in 1988. Their songs discuss dark, self-exploratory themes such as aging, addiction, fame, greed, lust, nihilism, regret, and religion. Nine Inch Nails was originally a solo project by Trent Reznor until 2016, when Atticus Ross joined as the official second member. In recent years, Nine Inch Nails has been focused on creating soundtracks instead of their traditional albums and EPs. The duo released their soundtrack for the film Tron Ares in September 2025. Trent Reznor has stated that there are no plans on touring in the future. Number 3. My Chemical Romance. My Chemical Romance is a rock band from New Jersey. The band was formed in 2001 by vocalist Gerard Way and drummer Matt Pelissier after Gerard Way witnessed the attacks on the World Trade Center. Gerard was working as a cartoonist at the time, but soon changed his interest towards music after seeing the attacks. That's right, Osama bin Laden is partially responsible for the existence of My Chemical Romance. What the fuck? Their lyrics explore themes of heartbreak, resilience, and self-acceptance. The band announced their breakup in March 2013. The reason for the breakup was due to the band feeling pressure to make music similar to what they've released in the past, despite wanting to experiment with their sound. My Chemical Romance regrouped in 2017 for a series of jam sessions and rehearsals. The band announced a reunion in October 2019 and performed a reunion show at the Shrine in Los Angeles, California on December 20th, 2019. They have continued to play live since their reunion and released a single in May 2022 titled The Foundations of Decay. My Chemical Romance will be remembered as one of the most successful bands of the 2000s and for popularizing the emo genre, despite the members rejecting that label.
Up until this point, I haven't said much about my opinions on these artists and have just given brief overviews of them. But since these last two are so important to me, I will also be giving an explanation on how I discovered them and how they've impacted my life.
Number 2. Green Day. Green Day is a rock band that formed in Rodeo, California in 1987. Their lyrics discuss themes such as adolescence, anti-authoritarianism, heartbreak, political sociology, and substance abuse. The band became immensely popular with the release of their third album, Dookie, in 1994. I discovered Green Day in June 2017 when I heard the song Still Breathing in my father's van. He had bought their most recent album at the time, Revolution Radio, on CD, and I happened to be in the van when he was listening to it. I listened to the whole album with him and instantly fell in love with it. Over the course of the next year, I listened to the band's entire discography. I had always enjoyed music before listening to Green Day, but it was only a handful of songs from various artists. Green Day were the first musical artists I listened to that had me wanting more. Green Day continued to release music and play live. Their 14th album, Saviors, was released in January 2024. Green Day are recognized as one of the bands that brought punk music to the mainstream, as well as being one of the best-selling artists of all time. Green Day were the ones that inspired me to start playing instruments as well as composing my own music. I owe them a lot for sending me down the path I continue on to this day. Number 1. Throbbing Gristle. Take 4 people who have little to no knowledge of playing music and put them in a derelict trouser factory in Hackney, London, with homemade instruments and recording equipment and have them make music, and you get the magic that is Throbbing Gristle. Forming in 1975, Throbbing Gristle combined non-musical instrumentation with field recordings and free improvisation, especially during live performances. Their lyrics discuss dark aspects of society, extremist political ideologies, mysticism, and sexuality. They are best known for creating the industrial genre when they created their own label, Industrial Records, with the slogan Industrial Music for Industrial People. Throbbing Gristle broke up in 1981 due to personal conflicts and creative differences. They reunited in 2004 and recorded the album TG Now and played a show at the Astoria Theatre in London, England on May 16, 2004. In October 2010, Throbbing Gristle announced on their website that member Genesis P-Orridge had left the band. Genesis stated on his website that he had not left the band, but had stopped participating in the current tour. The rest of the band finished the tour, performing under the name XTG. Shortly after the tour, member Peter Christopherson died in November 2010, marking the end of the band. I first listened to Throbbing Gristle in the spring of 2020 after watching YouTube videos about industrial music. At the time, I was listening to artists like Marilyn Manson and Nine Inch Nails, which people described as industrial, but I never understood why their music was called that. I decided to listen to Throbbing Gristle's debut album, the second annual report, after hearing people say it was the first industrial album. I had heard the name Throbbing Gristle in 2019, but never took the time to listen to them until this moment. I can't say I enjoyed it, but I found it interesting how they made an album with noise rather than music. A week or two later, I was hanging out in my apartment, and there was construction going on outside the building. I had the windows open, so I was hearing the sounds of the equipment. It reminded me of Throbbing Gristle, so I decided to listen to their second album out of curiosity. After listening to the album, I still didn't enjoy it, apart from the opening track, IBM. It has this rigid electronic noise that repeats throughout the track, as well as guitar noise and what sounds like phone dialing. The song immediately got stuck in my head. I thought it was so messed up sounding and harsh, but so catchy at the same time. When I listened to the second annual report for a second time, I actually enjoyed it. I became absolutely obsessed. Every day for the rest of 2020, I couldn't go an hour without either listening to Throbbing Gristle, watching videos about Throbbing Gristle, or reading about Throbbing Gristle. In a way, it was like getting hooked on a highly addictive drug, but rather a band than a substance. Throbbing Gristle will be remembered as industrial pioneers, revolutionary artists, and wreckers of civilization. When I first started playing guitar, I took lessons at a music school. One week, my assignment was to write a song, and at my next lesson, record it in the studio at the school. I wrote a chord progression, and at the next lesson right before recording my song, I played it for my teacher. He said, "You can't do that." When I asked why, he said it was because the chords didn't belong in the same key. I liked the song I wrote, so it confused me when I was told things like that. In my first few years of playing music, I always felt like I was doing things wrong, and that there was a right way to write and play music. Green Day were the ones who got me into music, but Throbbing Gristle were the ones who showed me that the rules of music theory are bullshit. Anybody can be a musician. You don't have to follow the rules of music theory to create something you enjoy. When punk music started, the punks said all you need to know to be in a band is 3 chords. Throbbing Gristle said, why learn any chords? In my opinion, Throbbing Gristle were the ones who stayed truest to the punk ethos by completely rejecting traditional music. Not only did they change my views on what music could be, but they sparked my interest in many other things like camouflage, performance art, the effects of negative and positive ions, the science of how sound works and the way it affects our emotions and metabolic functions, as well as sonic weapons which were being used by the police in my country at the time. Chris, Cozy, Genesis, Peter, thank you for changing my life.